Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For whatever reason, TikTok, Instagram, and several other platforms, I'll have you know, are allowing the showcase of drug use on their platform. Now, YouTube has a very sensitive policy when it comes to hate speech and drug use. You're not allowed to show it. You have to actually censor it. But for the likes of a transgender individual, uh, I wouldn't even go as far as saying that Dylan Mulvaney is in fact trans, because Dylan Mulvaney just mocks and parades like Dylan is a woman, as it is actually clearly visible. But for whatever reason, Dylan decided to show everybody, because it's now somehow the trend that all of these trans people show themselves putting a needle in their backside and injecting themselves with their cross-sex hormones or whatever else is the cocktail that they have chosen to inject themselves with, which I think, number one, is incredibly sad. And also, number two, it's really dangerous because young kids are following this stuff. Young kids. And Dylan has over 10 million plus followers over on TikTok. And a lot of people watching Dylan's content would be young kids that happen to know exactly what Dylan Mulvaney is all about, that happen to see Dylan Mulvaney parading around and acting like a woman and making a cheap mockery out of what it means to be a woman, the 365 days of girlhood or whatever else Dylan has decided to come up with, whatever the flavor of the month happens to be. And this particular video is grotesque and it's really concerning because someone like myself, who happens to be an adult, I wouldn't want my kids watching this content because it begs the question, Mummy, Daddy, what are they doing? Why are they injecting themselves with a needle? What's in that needle, Mummy and Daddy? Why does this biological man act like or look like a woman? And why do they need to stick themselves with a needle? And secondly, why are they filming it and showing everybody online? YouTube has a very sensitive policy when it comes down to drug use. You have to censor it. So why in the world are they allowing transgender people to show themselves injecting themselves with cross-sex hormones? It doesn't make any sense to me, aside from the fact that this happens to be a very indoctrination kind of mentality. I don't know about you, but that seems to be exactly what it is. Now, I want to show you the video of Dylan Mulvaney injecting Dylan's self with cross-sex hormones. Have a watch.
Down in the back.
Days are apparently Dylan Mulvaney's days to inject Dylan's self with hormones. And so Dylan thought that it would be a good idea as a way of spreading trans joy and whatever else to show everybody Dylan deciding to inject with hormones. And Dylan says, I still get a little scared when I do it because I hate needles, but it ultimately makes me happy. My face is swollen from beard electrosis yesterday. I hide out at home for a few days till it looks better. So if you have a look at Dylan's face on one side, it looks like Dylan has some pimples and whatever else going. Now, I don't want to make fun of Dylan's face, and I'm not trying to do that, but this is what hormones will do to an individual, especially the hormones that a man isn't supposed to have in excess or even at all in their system, because the dangers of it are quite extreme. You can have a great deal of side effects. Now, goodness knows if Dylan is actually truly injecting Dylan's self, because you can't really see the needle go in. The camera angle is a bit iffy. And Dylan's gone, I've always used humor and campiness to make light of the hard things so life doesn't feel so heavy. You know what? I sometimes, in my empathetic space, do actually feel for Dylan Mulvaney, because Dylan has put Dylan's self in a very tricky position. I've mentioned this in several other videos that I've made, because it wouldn't be a very happy existence not really truly knowing who you are. You've attached yourself to a community that will literally eat you alive if you come out as not being trans anymore, which you're not trans to begin with. But it's a cult-like mentality is what it really is, and what it comes down to. You must be this certain way. You must do exactly what we say in order to be part of the cult. If you're not part of the cult, then we will attack you and we'll destroy you. And it can't be an easy life to live, I'll have you know. Like, I don't know what goes on in Dylan's mind, but it can't really be good. Although Dylan looks quite fine on one hand. He's got a lot of money, a lot of luxury, but again, Dylan knows that it's a very empty existence, a very empty feeling to have all this stuff. The moment you reach the top, you've got all the things that you want. It's a very lonely existence. Now, anyway, back onto the drug use. My version of womanhood looks really different than most. I don't share a good majority of it on here, but I never want to make my existence to make someone else feel small. So Dylan's version of womanhood, now it's changed from girlhood to womanhood. So Dylan has evolved from girlhood to womanhood. Anyway, looks very different than most. Well, I would love to know what your version of womanhood actually is, Dylan. I'm sure many people would actually love to know what your version of womanhood is, because I don't even think you really know what it means to be a woman. Like, you know how to mock women for sure, but you don't really know what it means to be a real woman. And obviously this video has got Dylan Mulvaney's dreaded single in the background. I hope one day there will be enough room for the joy and the pain for all of us. And Dylan goes, love ya. Anyway, I think it is dangerous and really absurd that TikTok allows people that happen to be identifying as something else, that you're allowed to share your drug use, which is an actual addiction, and it's a dangerous addiction, on a platform, and you're promoting it, which according to YouTube, you're not allowed to do. But they're getting away with it because they're a protected group of characteristics. And my concern is what this is going to teach young kids, especially because kids will be kids, man. They're going to see this, think that it's normal, and they're going to eventually, God forbid, ask. And I don't want to see young kids fall for the traps that Dylan Mulvaney is educating and indoctrinating all these young kids that it's okay to do this. If anyone sees this and thinks it's normal or right, you're delusional. And there's something seriously wrong with you and you need help. I hope Dylan Mulvaney gets the help that Dylan needs. I really do. Anyway, my friends, you take care, you be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.